brought to you by IWCRadio.com. It's the internet's most irreverent wrestling podcast. Now, please welcome Beans, Smoot, Chucks, and Will. This is the IWC.
Hello everyone and welcome to IWC Radio. This is episode 162 and we're coming to you live on youtube.com and iTunes. I'm your host Martin Nolan and I'm being joined by Smoot, Chucks and Will. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. Pretty good this afternoon. It's hot. It's fucking hot.
Agree with you there.
Yeah, we're in the blistering heat of about 18 to 20 degrees in about midnight in the UK. And Smoot, you're currently in what temperature was it?
90 degrees Fahrenheit.
And Chucks, what did that work out at as in real numbers?
I think it was nearly 33.
Jesus.
Real numbers.
I'd really be
real
dead in
numbers.
33. I'm sorry, Smoot. I had
That's
to
okay.
say. So I think, seeing as it's so warm, I think there's only one thing that needs to be done, which I haven't done for a week or two, and that is...
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. See, I can do that too. Yeah!
Whoa!
Yeah.
I've got a bottle here. I don't know if you could hear that.
Yeah.
Doesn't really make...
I'm gonna join in.
Yeah!
Oh, what the hell?
I'm sorry. I've got to say, Will won on that one.
Yeah,
I
he
don't know
did.
what mine sounded
Yeah,
like,
he did.
but that
Yeah.
that sounded like you opened up like one of them massive Budweiser cans that's got about 2 litres of beer in it.
It was a can of Iron Brew.
Oh!
Oh, so northern.
Well, you know,
Got to be done sometimes.
it is.
So yeah. So what do we have this week? We have.
Well, you know why it's so hot, right?
Oh, here we go.
It's because we're so close to the Great Balls of Fire.
Oh, yeah! You're right. I totally forgot about that.
I'm sorry. Am I supposed to react positively to that?
That's an actual name to an actual pay-per-view tomorrow.
And it's actually happening.
Yeah!
Is
Dean
it
Ambrose
really?
actually called out on Raw how bad it was.
He really did. Yeah, he really did. It's quite worrying that we've all been like reached a point that this is a normal name.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not quite there yet. I mean,
Yeah, I
I've
mean-
accepted it, but it's definitely not normal.
No, it's not normal, but it is worrying how it's just kind of happening.
It's not as big of a joke as it was when we first heard it. Yeah, it's true.
I just remember just before we were doing the show one time and it came up and it was just like, are you for real?
Yeah.
And now we're actually here and it's not been stopped. It went through with it.
And Great Balls just keep rolling.
I swear Vince has had a bet. I bet this is Donald Trump's fault. I bet Donald Trump dared Vince to do it or something, and he's no-selling it to everyone. Like,
I read a transcript from an interview, I think it was with Kurt Angle, and basically the answer was that Vince just finds it funny. Someone suggested it to him, and he just thought, yeah, that's hilarious, let's just do it.
And it's
but
it's sponsored by Rocket League.
yeah, but that's the most loose fucking connection I've ever heard in my life.
Wait, is there any connection?
Well, because it's got a ball in the game.
Oh, there's a ball. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's
And
that's
it
true.
blows up, I suppose, or when you hit it, it has like a fiery effect when it's going through the sky. But, I mean, that is ridiculous. Sort yourselves out.
Well, you can't change it now.
Oh, I wish they would. I'd laugh if they actually, like, when it came on Sunday, it was called something else entirely. And they all just, like, didn't respond to it at all.
Their
It'd be
return
really-
of
you know, like, all...
the return of Fully Loaded.
Yeah, no mercy.
Oh,
That would be
God.
great.
So yeah, that's happening this weekend, and I find it even more frustrating that it's just they've got like a really solid like card for this to a degree, and they've got an actual brilliant main event, and they've put it on this name pay-per-view. And oh, sorry, Ed's just said in the chat, Beans, what about when WWE programming is sponsored by Mountain Dew Kickstart? Where's the connection there? He has a very good point.
Isn't it because it's the kickoff show?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It's the most ridiculous loose tie that you can imagine.
Yeah.
What about when it was sponsored by Chef Boyardee? What connection was there? Or Skittles?
Feed the need. Taste the rainbow.
How did I not even doubt that I knew Smoot would know the tagline for that? I just knew it was coming.
What about that time it was sponsored by that chicken company and they turned up on the roller skates and gave King a little chicken?
Oh, God.
Was that Sonic?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Although
the KFC
I-
that Enzo Amore seemed to like a little bit too much.
Yeah, I've got to admit though, like I do have a soft spot for some commercials from America at times, like the KFC one with the Georgia Gold thing, where you had him walking around like a gold house, and the fax machine dropped out a gold piece of paper that landed on the floor like a brick. I don't know why. I really fall for them kind of adverts, but it only takes a few weeks before it gets old. But
A few weeks.
well, I do normally forward through these things, to be honest. But
So I feel like we should go straight into Great Balls of Fire since that's what we've been talking about. But if we want to go chronologically, we actually have a TNA pay-per-view to recap.
well, yeah, we've got a lot. There's like been some pretty big news headlines to talk about this week.
I'm
We've got
sorry,
some of the
what's TNA?
Oh, yeah. Smoot, can you explain?
Yeah, it's I think it's just called like Impact Wrestling or Global Impact Wrestling or something like that. Global Force Impact.
Oh god, could this company find any more fucking names to have?
Because like the
I think
logo,
they should-
the logo now is
Sorry.
just Impact Wrestling in the middle, but it has GFW at the top and then Anthem on the bottom. So try to figure that shit out.
Oh, for fuck's
I think the company is called GFW, and
Yeah.
the TV show is Impact.
Right.
It's GFW Impact like WWE Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they dropped
Right.
the whole TNA.
So what the fuck is the Anthem then?
Anthem is like
The
Titan Sports.
Yeah, the Canadian company that bought a majority stake of TNA, which they've phased out. The name, that is, the TNA moniker.
So basically, it should say on it, Anthem presents GFW, which then presents you Impact.
Kinda.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the hierarchy.
Oh.
But anyway, they got owls, so that's.
I'm not joking. The owl gets the main event spot on the intro. Now,
That's true.
I don't know if Chuck saw this before, but Will sent us a message with a YouTube link to the GFW Impact intro that they're going to be using.
Yeah.
And if we're going by wrestling standards, like Sasha Banks is the main event of Raw because she's on the intro last. That was like how it used to always work with WWE.
Is she? She's on it last? Not,
Yeah, it shows
not
Roman
Big Bro?
Reigns, and then
I
it
thought-
shows
I thought it
Sasha
was
doing
Roman.
the. I don't think so. They might have changed it recently, but
You might be right. I don't know.
for the last year, it's been Sasha Banks being the last person as the image on Raw.
Wow.
But this Impact one has an owl turning its head towards you as if it's like the champion. It's the main event.
Champion of owls.
Yeah. Ed said in the chat, isn't the point of rebranding for a company to be doing something new? What the hell is different about GFW? And Smooch just playing the owl on the intro in the stream. That is ridiculous. I I've got this image now. You've all played Grand Theft Auto 5, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know that you can get the owl mask.
Yeah.
I've got this image now that someone's going to come out who's the champion of GFW with a belt and a massive owl head.
And then we will ask, who is that? Who?
Oh, dear.
I thought it was funny.
I did.
Did you?
Was. I liked it.
It was. Smooch was on the street. Wow.
That's the TNA office.
Oh, look, and quite appropriate. There's a fucking fire escape behind them.
Sorry, GFW office. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. TNA couldn't afford an office. Should we just put Smoot out of his misery with the news before we go into the pay-per-views?
Sure.
Yeah, I suppose.
Just because Smoot's not up to date on some of the wrestling news. Or you might know, I don't know. We'll find out.
All right. Go ahead. I'm ready.
First bit of news.
I'm bracing myself. Let's do this.
The first two bits of news you're aware of. The first one is about Maria Menounos, who you may recognize from the WWE Hall of Fame. She normally gets involved at WrestleMania weekend, and she also had a match at WrestleMania 28, I believe, was it?
Yeah,
was it?
The one where she pooped herself.
Yeah, she was wearing white pants, and it made her look like she'd had an accident.
Yeah,
but she didn't. Unfortunately, she was diagnosed with brain tumor, which has she had the surgery since?
Yeah, she's had it. Yeah.
Right, so she's undertaken surgery to obviously remove the tumor. And I think this is all happening while she's caring for one of her parents who's got brain cancer as well, which is a bit.
Really? Didn't know that.
I think, when I heard the headline about it. So yes, it's quite a challenging time at the minute, but I think it's they've caught it early enough, and obviously if the surgery's gone well, then hopefully she'll be okay. But yeah, so thoughts out for Maria.
I remember she did a great recital of the Hard Times pay-per-view. Pay-per-view promo.
Yeah, she was quite close with
she just did it really well.
She did. She knew every bit of it. Yeah. It's that age-old thing, isn't it? It's celebrities, when they get involved, you can tell the ones that actually are wrestling fans to the ones showing up for the payday. But yeah, so obviously a bit of sad news there. The other side is Just Incredible, who you may remember from ECW and very briefly in WWE. He has put a video online stating that he's having a few problems, and I believe he was arrested and is possibly facing jail time if he doesn't get into rehab. The good side of it is apparently WWE are offering to make this arrangement for him, so
that's good that
hopefully
they're helping him out.
Yeah, we were saying before, weren't we, that it's one of them where WWE have been really good on this side with the rehab program, where they're offering obviously talent that are struggling from years gone by, the opportunity to have rehab when needed. So hopefully it's something that he can take advantage of, and something that will help him get through the difficult time, really. But yeah, so obviously thoughts out to Justin. Some of the other bits of news, these are the ones that I think that Smoot's not aware of.
Okay.
Two bits. As of yesterday, WWE hosted a house show in Madison Square Garden, where AJ Styles faced Kevin Owens for the United States Championship. And AJ Styles is your new United States champion.
Oh yeah, I saw a headline about that.
I didn't.
Yeah, I mean they're still doing like the tour over there, right? Wherever they are currently. Right?
What, America?
Yeah, whatever in America, right?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Will kind of thought it, but Will said it.
Yeah. Well, maybe Owens will win it back. Maybe they'll just hot potato it and, get swept under the rug.
Possible.
I'm going to say it's documented that they have done this before in Madison Square Garden, and it's it's seen as WWE's home base, really, isn't it? Or that was out. They always referred to WWE as New York.
And it's pointing it out that it was in New York, not exactly over there. My bad. I didn't know where they were when they happened. I just saw that AJ won it. So
I did just say to you in the actual headline at Madison Square Garden.
Oh right, I blocked that part out for some reason.
But yeah, WWE have put it all over the website and they've been using it on social media. So I'd imagine
they did tape it as well. So I assume it'll be shown on SmackDown.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah. So this kind of leads into the thing that some people are wondering whether this is just a quick way of getting the title off Kevin Owens so that they could possibly do a match between AJ and Nakamura at SummerSlam for the US title. But I suppose we'll find out more as time goes on.
That's a good theory. That's a good theory. Rumors that Kevin Owens has an injury. Oh, that's also possible too.
I haven't heard that, but yeah, that could. Bradley in the chat's just said that Kevin Owens may also have an injury. So, obviously we'll find out more as time goes on. But it only happened yesterday. Will, do you want to do your news one in between the one that I've got? Just to this is just like this is just telling Smoot all the news basically.
Keeping Smoot informed.
There we go.
On this Monday coming up, there is a new episode of WWE 24.
Yeah.
Which is the Kurt Angle episode.
Okay.
They're calling it the Homecoming of Kurt Angle Homecoming.
Right.
As usual.
To tie in with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think of that. Yeah. As usual, as with all these type of shows, there'll be interviews with different people Angle's worked with over the years.
Yeah.
Including one Dixie Carter.
What?
Yeah.
What? No.
Dixie Carter has arrived in WWE.
No, come on.
How? What's she gonna say if she can't talk about TNA? Because I mean, we all know that Kurt left WWE in 2006, and then he was around. He worked, some independents and stuff. He made some appearances, and then he came back.
Well, only
maybe.
Jesus fucking Christ! Are you kidding me? You're gonna put her on the fucking network for a Kurt Angle doc? Come on.
The article on the website says the latest installment of WWE 24 will feature exclusive commentary from many of Angle's closest friends and colleagues, including Mr. McMahon and Dixie Carter, who worked with the Olympic gold medalist from 2006 to 2016.
Oh, in his Angle Foods venture, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
They just worked together. Okay, that makes sense. Well, they're good friends.
You kind of nailed it when you said that it features interviews with people who's worked with and his friends. Yeah. And I think Dixie Carter's going to be classed as one of his friends for when he had bad times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
what was really weird about it, obviously it's weird in itself that she's doing the interview. It was the way they announced it. They actually said it was breaking news on WWE.com, Dixie Carter to appear on the WWE Network this Monday.
Oh my god.
As if we're supposed to know who she is.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, the internet fans will know who she is, but like.
Well, yeah, that's what it's for. But
people outside of the WWE scope of WWE things are gonna have no fucking clue.
I've just looked.
What the fuck?
I don't know if Schmidt wants to throw that up on the stream.
Yeah, I'll
just I've just looked at the description of the show on our YouTube page, and I just realised that when I wrote "Great Balls of Fire," I missed the S off balls.
Great ball of fire.
So it's,
Nice.
it's WWE Great Ball of Fire.
Just a singular ball.
There it is.
Going up in smoke.
Homecoming of, oh my god.
How did we know that this was going to be the major news item for Smoot this week?
Are we sure it's that? Because there's the other Dixie Carter, right? From is it Designing
Yeah,
Women?
she's dead.
Oh, right. I mean, somehow I find that still more likely.
I'm sorry, it was the emphasis of dead.
Yeah.
It wasn't said sensitively. It was just
Dead.
don't ever be a doctor and give anyone bad news, Smoot. Jesus.
No
bedside.
I'm afraid it's bad news. She's dead.
I'm a little bit shocked by this. I cannot believe they're actually getting her, of all people, to comment.
Just wait until it all ties in that when Steph and Triple H come back and they fire Kurt as a general manager, that they don't bring Dixie Carter.
No, come on, no.
They will be like, but honestly,
no.
if she showed up, that would be the Eric Bischoff showing up with Vince McMahon moment.
Yeah,
That would be the,
imagine
oh my god, no! God, come on!
This sentence might scare you a bit, Smoot. This is off one of the news sites. It says Monday's WWE 24 appearance will be Carter's first on WWE television. It's not yet clear at this stage if both parties have plans on working together in the future.
No! Come on. Come on now, stop fooling. Come on. April Fool's was like months ago.
So it's safe to say that Smoot's going to be watching this documentary on Monday.
You bet your ass I am.
When she went to film this interview, did she meet with AJ Styles in a hotel room by any chance?
Oh my god. I hope she does get hired, and then Steph and Triple H is like, you know, you have a job.
Trips?
Yeah, you have a
Is
job
my
here.
first name terms with him now?
You have a job here for life, and then just fires her.
Triple.
Yeah, triple.
Try.
God, this is. Oh, come on! Don't tease me like that. That's an awful. That's like bringing Vince Russo back and giving him a job.
They should do that.
No, they shouldn't.
Bradley who's joined us in the chat has said that would break the IWC community, and then followed it up with, it sounds like it would break Smoot at least.
Well, that's what you mean. We are the IWC community, right? So it would break Smoot and that would ruin us all.
True.
Yeah.
Eds has said Smoot sounds like he's going to have an absolute meltdown.
He will be a great ball of fire.
I can genuinely say I did not see this headline. I saw the AJ Styles one, but not this one, and I'm floored by it, to say the least. Fucking real Dixie Carter, really?
Bradley just said meltdown sounds like a decent
It
pay-per-view
really
name.
does.
WWE meltdown.
I'd watch that. Oh my god.
Oh god. So yeah, that was the news bite that was.
Don't move on. I want to hear Smoot more.
Oh, okay. Let me find another article that suggests that Dixie might now be part of WWE.
Is this about Kurt's text message? Is this the storyline?
No. Oh my god, no.
Could be.
You stop it. Stop it right now. Let's not go there. Oh my fuck. Come on. Oh.
I
think Chuck's might have just cracked it right open. Oh my god. No.
So Ed said wait until Smoot finds out about Alberto Del Rio's social media interaction today.
Oh, that's a new one on me. What's he done?
Oh dear.
Crikey. This is where he's probably stood there with the GFW title stood outside Monday Night Raw sign.
Oh boy.
In a tank.
It's Alberto firing shots at WWE brass. It looks like.
He's done that before.
Yeah, probably. Oh my God, who Chucks? Stop it! God damn it! No.
Put that on the stream.
God, no! Stop giving them ideas.
So, if you're not seeing the stream right now, Chucks has just sent us a picture of the very classic moment when Eric Bischoff became the Raw GM, and Dixie Carter's head has been superimposed over Eric Bischoff. So,
it's literally going to be the fucking like the WCW buyout. Only instead of Dixie Carter crying, she's going to be ecstatic because she has a job again.
Just wait until you have that moment.
Damn it!
Do you know there's going to be a double swerve as well, because they're going to bring out Dixie Carter to be the GM for Raw, and then just as she's about to start talking, Real American's going to hit.
No, okay. I'm not gonna fly.
Come out.
I'm not gonna fly off the handle at that.
And then he's going to start talking about a consortium.
No, I'm not going to fly off the handle at that because chances are Hulk Hogan's never going to work for WWE again.
And then the segment will end with Hulk Hogan walking up the ramp and Dixie Carter grabbing the ankles.
Oh, God.
I do want to hear that, though. The consortium was me, brother. That'd be pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet on a winner. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Well, I think that's entertained everyone this week to the point where we just don't need to carry on.
We need to find a way of putting Jeff Jarrett in the situation just to link everything up.
You'll probably take Daniel Bryan's job. And then it'll be GFW/SmackDown versus TNA/Raw.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Bryan, when his contract is up, goes to fucking GFW, wrestles for whatever reason, and then Jeff Jarrett, will. Fuck. I mean, I just. What is wrong with this year of wrestling? Like, my God.
Ed suggested as well that also Claire Lynch on a forklift match will also be booked.
Just on a forklift?
Yeah. Hey, I believe it happened at TNA. I heard your booking, Chucks, and there's pretty much not much left in the book, really.
Jarrett could show up on Raw and attack Elias Sampson with his guitar. Yeah. That's it. That's the link.
Guitar on the pole. Yeah. Russo's back. Oh my God. Well, maybe they need to sign him. Because you remember on that first Raw after Vince bought WCW, he fired Jeff Jarrett. That was like the first thing he did. Said that he spelled Jarrett GGOONNEE.
Yeah.
Goon.
Gagoon.
Yeah, maybe you could just do that again. Gagoon.
You're a gagoon. Oh my God. Ed.
I knew that this would, like...
I'm quite shocked. I didn't
I knew there'd be a reaction from Smoot, but honestly, for something that's probably going to be about 3 seconds on the network, this has really changed Smoot's world.
Because it really opens the door. I mean, if she's getting, like, WWE network time, I mean, what's next?
Does she still own any of, I don't know, GFW?
No.
Yeah.
No, probably not.
She owns like 1% or something.
If anything, it's a small majority, but if WWE offers her a contract, she's going to probably sell whatever she has left.
Well, yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know if she could work for them while still being maybe a tiny minority owner. But it seems like...
I don't know if you guys have seen the tweet that Ed's put out and Smooch has put on the stream, but Kurt Angle staring at his phone, which links into the one doing the interview. It all makes sense.
It really does.
This could ruin me.
That's legitimately the scary part, is that it makes sense. It could be her. behind all this. Fuck.
Yeah, she's a minority shareholder in Anthem Sports.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but they also do other things as well. It's not directly Impact. So.
Yeah.
Well, isn't she the head of the sports entertainment section, which is just TNA?
Yeah, it's Anthem Sports and Entertainment. So it's TNA, but then it's also the Fight Network and some other things.
She's the head of the Fight Network now?
No. She's a minority shareholder in the company that owns the Fight Network.
Did she get like a job title of managing something? I guess it doesn't matter. Let's just move on before we completely...
Future Raw general manager.
No, stop. Come on.
Bradley's just said that this all makes so much sense that it won't happen.
Yeah.
It does. We're giving WWE too much credit here, to be fair.
Yeah. But I mean, you never know.
It'll probably. Do you know what it'll be? It'll probably be something stupid like that security camera footage of Cass lying down on that security footage. It'll probably zoom out a little bit, and Kurt's at the side telling him what to do.
Yeah.
So, you know. Anyway, other bit of news. A bit more bad news, really. As of yesterday, WWE has released Austin Aries.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
It looks like he asked for his release.
Yeah.
He didn't really do anything. He asked for his release, and the theory, the best theory we have so far, is that he didn't like how he was being used. Being limited to the cruiserweight division and being on 205, and he kind of wanted a bigger role, which for someone of his talent, it's fair.
Mm.
Yeah, and especially after that, like at the last pay-per-view when he faced Neville, that way he was sat on the outside staring into the camera with a weird smile.
Yeah.
That just all kind of has a new meaning now.
Yeah.
I mean,
so yeah, there's the major headlines for you anyway.
There's a good article actually on, I think it's Forbes.com, on whether this could be a bit of a rejigging of the whole cruiserweight division now.
Yeah, but that makes it even more painful.
Timing.
Yeah, because you can see it as well, where they will change everything because they've made someone unhappy. But now he's gone, and he's going to be sitting there going, "Great! If you'd have done that 3 weeks earlier, I might have been different about it."
It makes a good point on the clips of the cruiserweight matches they put on YouTube. To the lowest rated clips of any other video they put on YouTube.
Yeah.
So it could be thinking that they might want to start making some changes.
I mean, and that's also probably why he had that book deal, as well as like a minor safety net for the time being while he finds, somewhere else to work, maybe Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think GFW would want him, or maybe they would, but I don't know if he would want to go back there with the new management and such. So,
wasn't he planning on leaving wrestling until WWE signed him?
Oh, possibly. I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe.
But man, that's unfortunate because he was. I thought he was probably one of the best. I mean, Neville and him. Was probably one of the best rivalries in the cruiserweight division, up there with T.J. Perkins and Kendrick. I feel so. That's a shame.
Yep. And also, someone made the comment when I saw it online saying, "Well, at least you got a WrestleMania moment." And now we're thinking, he did, and it was a good match. But apparently, on the DVD, yeah, they've removed that match.
Oh,
and it doesn't even exist.
Oh.
So it's like, what is wrong with you?
Who buys the DVDs these days? He's on the network.
Yeah.
I know, but even so, that's
still, yeah. Why have a DVD of like of WrestleMania and
most of the show?
Yeah, and not have the entire show on it. That doesn't make any sense. Just about
strange choice.
Yeah,
I bet Gronk is on there.
Oh, God. That means Mojo's on it as well.
Mojo's definitely on there.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
One change they couldn't make to the cruiserweights though, a very simple change. Get rid of the bloody purple.
Maybe they should introduce an owl.
No, oh my god.
Or get an owl.
Oh my god.
Maybe that
Dixie
door's
Carter's
been
gonna be in
opened
charge
now.
of the cruiserweights.
No, okay, alright.
No?
We're gonna finish Smoot off by the end of this show.
Dixie Carter's to be in charge of the cruiserweights.
Christ.
Okay, so yeah, they're the major news headlines this week, I think. So we obviously have Slammiversary and we have Great Balls of Fire to preview. So do we want to get through Slammiversary first, just to see what we did?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go chronologically.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is a tense one. This is the only GFW pay-per-view we've done this year. This prediction game season.
It's also the only one that they've held.
It's likely to be the only one we do this year. So I think it all comes down to this, and maybe, I don't know if we'll bother, but maybe Bound for Glory if they even do it. So pre-show, there was a match that we didn't know about.
They had a pre-show?
They had a pre-show?
Yeah.
I didn't see the pre-show, to be honest with you. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, Ali, Braxton Sutter, and Mahabali Shira,
Oh, Christ.
your favorite guy,
Oh, my God.
defeated KM, Congo Kong, and Laurel Van Ness.
Okay.
It sounds like you're reading ridiculous names out.
Well, there's truth to that. Congo Kong, that's a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
it's a real guy. And so we didn't know that was happening. So no predictions there. You're safe. Don't worry about losing points. It's all good.
But we talked about losing points. We agreed that there was no points to be gained from this.
There, by my count, there are 8 points to be gained.
Oh my God!
A
All right.
maximum of 8 possible points to be gained on this show.
All I can say is I thought that we were doing this just as a one-off thing to see how we did.
Oh, it's a separate thing. I'm not adding it into the WWE.
Okay.
Oh, do you know, I had a feeling that if he's adding it into the WWE thing, that means that he's really won this.
No. If the Dixie on the network thing turns out to be the first step in a merger, then I might retroactively add it in. But as it is, they're separate companies, separate games. So, main Slammiversary card opened with LAX beating, oh God, three other teams
Yeah.
in it's a Lucha Rules match. I had no idea. I don't even know what that means. No tags? Tornado tag?
I think it was a tornado tag sort of thing. Yeah.
Tornado tag, okay. They beat Drago and Phantasma, Laredo Kid and Garza Jr., Marufuji and Ishimori. And it was fine. Pretty fast paced, I thought. Smoot's going to have to give us match rundowns. I think he's the only one that saw the whole show. What did you think?
I caught the tail end of the Lucha stuff with the crazy tag match and whatnot. It was pretty good. They had Homicide come out and take out Garza with the Gringo Killer on the ring apron, which looked really dangerous. Mostly because Homicide was struggling to get Garza up for it.
Mm.
But yeah, it was a great match to come in on, at the very least, from what I saw.
I agree. So,
I can't remember what predictions we made on this.
Well, I did predict LAX. I thought the home team guys would win it. Current champions retain. All three of you went for Drago and El Hijo del Fantasma, who I kind of, actually watching the match, I kind of wanted those guys to win. They seemed like they looked the coolest. They seemed to do the best stuff.
Yeah.
I was a fan. But unfortunately not. Then we went on to... Okay, this is the story, I think. We may as well just stop it here. Chris Adonis, Chris Masters, he was actually called Chris Masters throughout the match.
Was he really?
One of the announcers, yeah, one of the announcers didn't know that he couldn't call him Chris Masters, so especially at the start of the match, he kept saying Chris Masters, and the other guy, I guess Don West, had to say, yeah, Chris Adonis. Really, Chris Adonis looking right here.
Yeah, I missed that, mostly because I would probably say Chris Masters as well.
Yeah. Easy to do. I think he's still got an M on his trunks, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So Adonis and Eli Drake were they were just there. They were there to put over Moose and D'Angelo Williams, who isn't a wrestler, but you could be forgiven for thinking that he is.
Oh, did he have a good showing?
He was incredible. Given that this was like his first time, and I've seen so many outsiders try to wrestle, and it never looks good. He was amazing. This is a match worth going out of your way to find.
Yeah.
Okay. Edge just said in the chat, wasn't one of the announcers for Slammiversary a guy who used to be on Sports Center?
Yes, Robert Flores. Yes, correct.
He might have been.
He might have been the one you're thinking about.
Might have been the guy.
Yeah.
Ed's also said that D'Angelo Williams did look great for a first time.
Yes, he did.
He's heading to NXT then, yeah?
They could do a lot worse. I'm sure he won't come cheap, but it's might be worth it.
They might have already done worse with Dixon.
Oh my
god. We all got a point for that. Oh no, we didn't. Sorry, Will. Will predicted Adonis and Drake. I'm not sure why, but he did.
Because I have no idea who anybody is.
Yeah. Oh, that was your reasoning, that you know who Chris Masters is.
Yeah.
So you went for him. Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, that's where you come from.
I went with the football player, because it was a football player, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I went with that logic. So that's where I stopped watching. I got 3 matches in and thought, right, that's enough for me. Might come back to this later, and then I just never did.
I'm trying to find like the spiffy graphics from last week, but it's just I can't find them because Impact's website is terrible. Just simply put, it's terrible.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
No, believe it.
Just yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
It's all fallen apart since Dixie's left.
Oh my God! Shut up.
The 4th match was a strap match between James Storm and Ethan Carter, Dixie's nephew.
It all comes back to Dick.
Yeah.
It does. And EC3 won, giving Smoot and Will a point.
Yeah. This was probably the worst match of the night because there's a spot outside that involved EC3 clobbering James Storm in the head with I think either the steel steps or the post involved, and then James Storm I think was going for the last call or something, and in the ring, that is, with the strap and whatnot. And he goes for the last call and just like faints, like Shawn Michaels did on that one Monday Night Raw back in like the early 90s. He just collapses, and then EC3 wins with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
He just fainted?
Yeah, pretty much.
Did they play it off like he was seriously hurt?
Yes. For like a good couple of video segments, yeah. Like by the time the next match was getting ready to start, he was still being attended by medical people at ringside.
Huh. Okay. Well, at least they're doing a story progression.
Yeah.
I guess. Right, so then this is the important one now. Jeremy Borash and Joseph Park.
Oh my fucking
God. I
God.
completely forgot that dickhead was in a match.
Yeah, it turned out to be no DQ. And I'm guessing that meant Abyss made a made an appearance.
Yes. Mostly because...
But they beat Matthews and Steiner.
Yeah, mostly because this match was pre-taped. Like, the broken stuff out on the Hardy's compound. They kind of did that. Where, like, midway through the match, it was pre-taped with all the crazy stuff happening. Like, at one point, they had... I think Josh and Steiner were in a car chasing down Borash and Joe Park. I'm trying to find the gif of that, but yeah.
I heard, didn't Borash, like, get tacks in his hand or something?
Yes. Because they eventually came back into the arena after all the pre-tape nonsense happened, and they had... I think Abyss came out with the thumbtacks, and he poured him down, and he threw Borash on top of Josh, which happened to be laying in the thumbtacks from a black hole slam. And he had, like, tacks in his hand, yeah. Which I am desperately, frantically trying to throw up on the stream for you.
Edge just said in the chat, am I the only one tired of them doing pre-tape segments for big TNA GFW matches?
It's, I mean... On one hand, yes. On the other hand, it did have Scott Steiner just constantly yelling out fat asses after Joe Park and Borash. So...
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Ed's also said, was the guy who got carjacked at Slammiversary the same guy who was carjacked during Final Deletion 2?
I think it was, actually. There you see on the stream, there's the thumbtacks in Borash's hand from the match.
Ow.
Yeah. And here's a gif of Josh and Scott just chasing down Borash and Park here, leading to a swimming resort of some sort, I believe.
What the hell?
Yeah. So that happened.
Yeah.
And then later on in the night, they had Borash announce Gail Kim because she was the, I guess, ringside guest person for the women's unification match, and Borash's hands were taped up from medical bandage from that match. There you go. Throw that up on the stream as well. But yeah, pretty brutal when it comes to the thumbtacks, which honestly the thumbtacks were overused. That was probably another complaint for the pay-per-view, is that it was very thumbtack heavy for two of the matches.
Yeah. So did Josh Matthews get his ass kicked?
Yeah.
Okay. Might have to watch that.
Sure. Yeah. Go for it.
What do we have next?
Well, we all got points for that one. I think we all knew that Josh Matthews couldn't come out on top of that.
Okay.
Does that mean he's off the announce table?
Probably not.
No. Oh well. Then we had the Wolves imploding.
Yeah, this was
Eddie and...
This was the next match that had the thumbtacks in it.
The Full Metal Mayhem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as tacks are made of metal, they are legal.
Also, just before you go into it, Ed just said in the chat, Smoot, just wait for when Dixie Carter invades WWE and starts the pay-per-view thumbtacks, ladders, and chairs.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Chucks, I had to get that in there.
Still TLC.
Yep.
So, Eddie Edwards and his wife Alicia beat Davey Richards and Angelina Love Richards in a Full Metal Mayhem. We all got this wrong.
They don't know what they're doing, do they?
Either that or we don't.
Probably them.
Could be. What was this like? How'd you do an intergender Full Metal Mayhem?
It was okay, but it was mostly, women on women, guys against guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm still trying to find the fucking blog post with all the preview images to it. I'm so distracted by that right now. But yeah, no, it was an okay match for what it was. Again, at one point they had Angelina Love pull out a cup of thumbtacks from underneath the ring and pour them into Eddie Edwards' mouth, as you can see right here, which was a bit over the top, to say the least. And
it sounds horrific.
Yeah. And the match ended, I think, with a some sort of sunset flip off of a ladder through a table to Davey Richards, from what I remember. So, it was a pretty decent match.
Okay. But no points. Next up was a 2 out of 3 falls match for the X Division Championship. Sonjay Dutt retained against Loki.
Yes.
2 falls to 1. And again, we all lost the points. I don't know why we all thought it was going to be Loki, but...
I'm not watching this now. I don't care that Josh Matthews gets his ass kicked. Low-key lost.
To be fair, Loki came out and wrestled in a suit and tie, as if he was like the Hitman video game character.
Hitman.
Yeah. It was very lengthy. It was pretty good. A lot of gold bricking, where they acted like they were seriously hurt, only to play possum to their opponent and get him up with a quick win with the 1-2-3.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was all right. I didn't mind Sonjay Dutt retaining the X Division title with it.
No. Then we have a unification match, the Women's Championships of Impact and GFW. GFW Sienna defeated Impact's Rosemary.
Yep.
To unify the belt. So me and Will, yay, we get points.
Yay.
Yeah, they had Rosemary try to deliver the poison mist, only I think it was Sienna that just had her hand over her mouth and whatnot, and up until the point where it started burning her hand. So they kind of made it seem like the poison mist is somehow acidic.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Why wouldn't it be acidic?
I guess. I mean, sure. But
so she turned into the alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a rake to the eye to Rosemary, and gave Sienna the win there at the end. So it was a shame. And I was hoping maybe one of the TNA belts would have been well defended, but not the case. Not the case here.
No, it's not.
No.
The main event was another unification match with the men's.
Yeah.
Can I just point out that Ed's just also put another one in saying, so the poison mist that was in Rosemary's mouth is acidic?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of things that's in our mouth and our digestive tract is acidic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean, presumably she's got like venom glands in her mouth, like a snake, right?
Oh,
so
right.
It shoots out.
I'm glad you clarified this for me.
Yeah.
It
probably
also
fine in the mouth, but on the skin, not so much.
Yeah. Also, he's just said another sign of the GFW and WWE merger is coming. Loki versus Cesaro in a suit feud.
Oh my god.
So yeah, just another one for you there, Smoot.
Okay.
So, GFW again with a clean sweep. Alberto El Patron defeated Lashley to unify the belts and start this GFW era. We all went for this one except you, Beans. You had faith in Lashley.
Did
Mistake. Apparently, yeah.
What was wrong with me?
I don't know. I don't know at all. What was the main event like, Sweet?
Apparently, well, it was okay. It was fairly, I don't know. It was your typical main event, big match feel type of thing with the whole introductions at first, and then the match going underway. I think Del Rio, or El Patron, if you will, getting the arm breaker on at one point. But during the match, it spilled out to the outside, and apparently one of the folks ringside on the hard camera side was wearing a lucha mask, and apparently that was Paige. I didn't notice this on the during the show or anything like that, but somebody actually on Twitter got a photo of it.
Yeah, someone apparently saw that she looked very pale.
Yeah.
And decided to take a photo zoomed right in on her and her, her visitor's pass or VIP, whatever, and it said Soraya Bevis on it.
Oh my god.
So yeah, apparently that was her.
Yeah, right here.
And she wore the mask because I guess she didn't want them to Robbie Highlander her.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. But there's the photo there on stream. But yeah,
Yeah.
at some point I think it was Lashley nailed Alberto with a top rope Death Valley driver attitude adjustment looking thing, and that still was like not enough to put El Patron away. It was actually the double foot stomp that got him the victory.
Oh god, not that one out of the corner.
Yeah, it was. So
It's the worst.
the last shot of TNA right here, any semblance of TNA, is this image with Al Patron holding up the GFW and TNA Heavyweight Championship title. Right there it is.
TNA is no more.
Yep.
So, all that's left then, Beans, sorry to say, 2 out of 8.
Jesus.
You'd probably be happy with that, considering it was a TNA pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You don't want to do well, do you? You don't want to be thinking the same way as these guys.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Badge of honor that you can't see what's coming in this place.
That's the excuse I'm going to have to use with WWE.
Will, Smoot, you both, both did all right. Average, C grade, 4 out of 8. Pretty good. I only just pipped you with 5, thanks to LAX.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
there you go. That's TNA in the books.
Well, and also to answer
in the notepads.
Also to answer the question, is Global Force Wrestling still in business? Yeah, they are. They are.
I hope everyone got to hear the music.
They did. It's still going.
That's good. I'm kind of dancing to it, even though I can't hear it.
But yeah, that's our weekly. I almost said TNA, but no, it's GFW now. So our weekly GFW news.
Yes.
Also,
that brings us to. Oh, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, it had King Mo and Dos Caros at ringside, which their involvement was easily forgettable, especially King Mo. I think they had like a minor scuffle outside during the match, but didn't really affect the outcome too much. So,
well, good. To want outside interference deciding such a huge match, obviously. Yeah.
And Impact Wrestling's website is still terrible. So, I'll fucking close out of that. All right, continue on.
Okay, do you want to go straight into the next one, to Great Balls of Fire, or?
Sure.
Yeah?
I prefer to go into Great Ball of Fire.
Great Ball of Fire. It is really hot today.
It is.
I have to have the window closed because of the traffic noise outside.
We appreciate your sacrifices.
Yeah, great ball of sweat right now. So, yeah, not many. It's pretty gross. So, let's see what you guys think. We're kicking off with the pre-show, which is for the Cruiserweight Championship, which Austin Aries has given up on. Neville, King Neville, King of the Ring has to come back just for him to win, I think, because he's King of the Cruiserweights. unofficially king, self-professed king. He's taking on Akira Tozawa, the first member of Titus brand worldwide. Titus is apparently going to be ringside. Might be the difference maker.
It's possible.
It's possible.
It was what was it? Apollo Crews on Raw, trying to go up against Brock Lesnar, or no, not Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman
at the main event, and was unsuccessful, to say the least. Titus Brand has not been able to pick up many wins lately, and the last time I tried to pick a person from the Titus Brand, I lost. So I'm going to go with Neville here.
Can I also point out that I don't know if any of you noticed, but on Raw, when Titus got, they had the long pause where Titus got in the ring to face Strowman before he attacked him, and then as soon as Titus threw the hand, you just got Booker T go,
Yeah, he did.
It was like the most obvious and loudest bloody Booker T grunt I think I've heard that one.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
It is Mr.
I'm going to pick Neville as well, I think. I think after he beat Austin Aries, I don't think Tozawa's the right person to give it to at the minute.
I think he might be the right person eventually, but not right now. Neville is... It just doesn't feel like time, does it? He's still doing really well. And the TJP thing's still going, so
Yeah.
no, not yet.
So you're going with Neville as well?
I'm going with Neville as well.
Beans?
Me too.
Yeah, I'll say Neville.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going Neville too.
Okay.
It's just pointed out, what about Braun licking the head of Apollo?
God, yeah, that was weird.
What about Braun kicking Apollo out of the air?
Yeah, that was
Oh
phenomenal.
yeah, with the standing
Coolest thing.
It
moonsault.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's also said in the chat, where the hell is Finn Balor?
Yeah, I was going to get to that. There's no Goldust, R-Truth, and no Finn Balor, other guy, Samson. So I think we may have to predict those on the end, because you never know, they might squeeze them on.
Sure.
But, for now we'll stick with what we know. Let's go with... friends become enemies here. Enzo and Big Cass. They were brothers. They were brothers, man.
This is real, man.
This is real. You have my back. Some of the things you said about me, they were true. But we're brothers and all of that good stuff.
Now you're just a casshole.
Right, you're just a castle.
Oh, God. Which sounds too much like casserole, a little bit. You're talking about a big casserole.
Great balls of casserole.
Big bowls of casserole. Yeah. Yes, it does. That sounds like casserole.
I think
Here's where the money is.
I think I'm gonna go with
a nice casserole.
I'm gonna go with the big casserole here. I think he's 7 feet tall and he's just gonna kick Enzo's butt, I guess.
Yeah, you can't teach that.
Can't teach that.
Pretty sure you can. I'm going.
Can't teach being 7 foot tall.
No, you said that he's going to kick him around or whatever, and then said, "I don't think you can teach that."
Oh, well, yeah, okay. You can teach kicks. Yeah.
I'm dubious because the obvious pick is to pick Cass to win, but I do wonder whether this is actually something that's going to happen. I wonder
Well, that's
whether
the
it's
problem
going
with
to.
this game.
Yeah, I wonder whether it's
Just
going to be.
don't know.
I wonder whether they're going to just he's going to attack him beforehand, or if it's just going to become a brawl, or even Big Cass just murders him to the point where the referee DQs him.
Oh, yeah.
Too much ass. Yeah.
I want to go with Enzo.
Oh.
The first, I think this might be something good for him. For the first time in a long time, I actually liked him on Raw on Monday.
Yeah, that was a hell of a promo he had.
So, Yeah, I'm hoping this is the start of something good for him, so I'm going to pick him.
Okay. Beans?
I'm still going to say Cass, because I just have to be, like, boring and predictable now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Shucks.
also, Edge just said he's got a sneaking suspicion that Enzo and Cass might be a count-out win for Cass, only because he can't see Big Cass doing anything at Summerfest besides a stipulation-loaded rematch called a Brooklyn Street Fight.
Oh,
That sounds very plausible.
Yeah, you're right.
I quite like that.
That might be where Enzo wins via disqualification. I think Will might be onto something here.
I do as well, but I'm too scared to go for it because I've made too many risks.
Yeah. Chucks,
Which means this is going to backfire and I'm fucked.
yeah. Chucks, what about you?
Yeah, well, I was going to go with Cass too, but yeah, that's fine. No, I'll stick with Cass.
Okay.
Stick with Cass because you kind of have to go with the obvious thing because most of the time that is the way they go. Sometimes you get caught out and it's annoying,
Yeah.
but you can't second guess everything. Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt. This is a nothing match.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
there's no stipulation. There's nothing on the line. Also, it's a nothing match. I don't really know where to begin with this one. Bray Wyatt's a god. He's taking credit for everything that's happened on Raw lately. He was in the desert.
It's pathetic. I just don't. Oh. No, like Smoots predicted. Who cares? Seth Rollins will win because he's the cover star. That's the WWE logic.
Yeah.
That's pretty good logic.
I mean, it's a pay-per-view. Bray Wyatt typically loses on pay-per-view unless he has a refrigerator in his back pocket to rely on.
And
He still
Lord
lost that
knows
one.
he's.
Oh yeah, he did still lose that match, didn't he?
Even with the fridge, even with William Perry.
The only match what he does win is one what involves 5 other superstars in a big cage.
No, wait, he won the.
And a creepy singing kid, that's the one.
Yeah,
Or a hologram.
No, he won.
Oh no, he was the hologram.
He won the House of Horrors match, right?
No, Orton won.
Gee, fucking. All right, whatever. Yeah, Rollins, sticking with it.
Yeah, I'm going Rollins too.
Okay.
Cover star.
Okay, Rollins.
Rollins, sorry.
Rollins. Rollins. Beans, did you...
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going Rollins.
Rollins as well. Huh?
Where are you going for, Chucks?
I'm going with Wyatt to be different. I can't say the same thing as all of you guys.
All right.
Yeah.
This is why you're
Yeah.
tied for the lead.
Maybe. Just double checking here.
Mhm.
Scrolling. Wyatt did beat Orton in the House of Horrors.
Okay,
I
good.
thought you did. I was going to say that.
Good. I think
I
Mahal.
just Orton won that one.
No, he was about to, and then Mahal interfered because it was no DQ.
Yeah.
It was Mahal got involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just remember the kind of the predictable bit where he showed up out of nowhere,
Right.
and then just assumed the rest. Turns out, Wyatt got him. Yeah, you're all going for Rollins. I'm predicting Wyatt, and I will live to regret it. Ambulance match. Wow. Roman Reigns, the big dog, and the monster among men, Braun Strowman. How could this one possibly end?
I'm not being funny, but that was like the shittiest introduction film I've ever heard. It's like the way that you said both the names then was brilliant. It's like, I need you to be an announcer. Here he comes, big dog. Oh, here's the other one. Monster among men.
Yeah, I know you can say anything like that and it will make it sound stupid, but those names really are just lame. right? The big dog.
TNA apparently billed Bobby Lashley as the walking apocalypse. When I was reading up on
his
the
promos.
when I was reading up on the result sheet there, I was like, wow.
As opposed to the stationary apocalypse.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Edge just said, question, how did Braun not see Roman in the driver's seat in the ambulance?
Yeah, he
looked
looked right in the window. Was Reigns just like ducking somehow and like
Just hiding the footwell.
Also, how devious did Roman have to be to like get into the driver's seat of that ambulance?
And then not drive away. Yeah.
let alone or help out the Titus brand at all?
Mm.
You know, he could have just stood around the front of the ambulance.
Or on
He
top
didn't
of
need
it?
to be in the driver's seat.
Or on-
Yeah,
Did
or
they
on top
not?
of it.
On top
Did they
of
not
it?
make him look incredibly fucking stupid when he just kept turning around and slapping on the back of the ambulance?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did he need the ambulance to drive away?
Like, big deal. Walk off, Braun. You've done your job.
Fine.
Yeah.
It don't matter. You would have made him look even more incredibly stupid if he'd have walked away and he's just fucking sat in an ambulance going, I best just drive away then.
Yeah, all he had to do was just walk away, and that could have been the end of the show right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I didn't think of it, but it's true. I think Strowman's got a win. I still think they're building Strowman up for Lesnar. I don't know. Maybe they'll change all the plans now and give it to Reigns to set up
No.
the SummerSlam match. I know that was a rumor.
No,
I don't know, I
I'm
kind
gonna
of-
say Strowman.
Yeah, I still see that being the WrestleMania match and Strowman getting one sooner.
I know. Did you notice as well that Reigns got quite a bad cut on his back as well from the dive off the stage?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, when he was like leaning on the front of the ambulance when he got up from after going off the stage, he looked like he had a nasty cut on the back of his like shoulder and back, where it looked like he'd landed a bit awkward on something and it caught, you know, obviously cut him on the back.
Oh, that protective vest did him no good.
Yeah, right next to the edge of the protective vest. So
Ah,
maybe
he
he'll
needs
come out
sleep.
at the pay-per-view in like a full bodysuit, like a gimp.
with a mask and everything.
There's a nickname, the Big Gimp.
And no one dare goes into his yard. It makes sense. It's on a pay-per-view called Great Balls of Fire.
Big ball gags of fire.
Oh
So,
god.
Smoot, Will, ambulance match. What have you got?
The ambulance.
The ambulance will win it.
I mean,
You're really picking the ambulance.
it's the thing that, you know, carries the loser out. So therefore the ambulance wins.
But for the ambulance to win, it needs
That's
to be a
like
legal
picking-
participant in the
It
match.
is!
Which means there's a possibility for the ambulance to be put into the back of the ambulance.
You could spy hunter it and put an ambulance in the back of a bigger ambulance. That is something WWE would do.
It's like
Isn't the
picking-
ambulance like the ambulance, the contracted? That's the one that you have to pin or you have to throw the guy into. You can't just get another ambulance.
I don't
Your
know,
own, like big show ladder of ambulance.
Strowman's a good tag team partner with it. Here lately.
I don't know. The ambulance like deceived him on Raw though when it made the window so dark that you couldn't see his opponent.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
ideal. Ambulance went into business for itself,
Who?
It's like picking a ladder in a ladder match to be the winner.
which happened in Japan. Became a hardcore champion.
Hold on a second. I want to look something up real quick. Hold on. I gotta.
What? How many ambulances have one ambulance matches with them?
No, I guess was Reigns in the. Okay, he was in the Extreme Rules pay-per-view last time on Raw, and that was for the #1 contendership for the Universal title, which went to Samoa Joe. Oh, it might be time for Reigns to win one.
But, yeah.
Oh, he's kind of been under the radar here lately. And
Edge just said, I feel like Smoot's analysis about the ambulance match is revenge for you trolling about Dixon's impending defection to WWE.
I hate to do it. I kind of want to go with Reigns though, on some fluky bullshit that he'll win.
The big gimp.
So
I'm going with the big gimp.
the big
Really?
gimp.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No, the big gimp.
Yeah, no, this one could go either way. I can see it. I can see the logic. He didn't win last time, and we have to keep Reigns looking strong, so why not? Then let's start doing some title matches now. Let's do...
Chuck, who'd you pick?
Oh, Strowman.
Strowman, okay.
Yeah, I still think they're sticking to the plan.
Yeah.
So we've got Miz, possibly with the Miz Taraj. That's a great
Worst
name.
name
That
ever.
was a really, they got really creative with that one.
Yeah.
The Miz Taraj of Maurice, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel versus Dean Ambrose with no stipulation. They had the stipulation match to set up the singles match with no stipulation.
It should just come to me what would happen if the Mr. Raj had a match with the modern day Maharaj.
The Maharaja. The Miz Taraja.
Oh, I didn't just kill the show, didn't I?
We're still thinking about it, I think. How would that play out?
I was actually just thinking about it, thinking if I was to try and say that, and I know I'd screw it up.
I'm going with the Miz and his friends.
Miz and friends.
You know, like they really took the mick out of Curtis Axel on Raw for how he dressed. Did anyone else not think that he actually looked pretty cool?
No.
Or am I just getting old?
Axel looked okay. I thought Bo Dallas looked weird.
Yeah.
Oh, Dallas was wearing a suit,
Yeah.
a fucking hat,
Bandana.
and, a bandana and a fucking glove on one hand.
Yeah, and a big old beard now.
Yeah, he looks more like Bray Wyatt the other day.
He did actually. At one point, he did a stare, and I thought, Jesus, he looks like his twin. Ed's just saying in the chat, please don't say the big gimp. If it's said too much, Vince will hear it and force it onto the Big Show for his last couple of matches.
It still wouldn't be the worst thing Big Show's ever done.
Just imagine his face when he gets told that idea.
Oh, Curtis,
Got a great angle for you, pal.
Curtis Axel looks like something out of a Sears catalog of some sort. I feel.
But I think I don't know. I think that when he has his hair wet and like combed down, and obviously you can see where he's balding, it makes him look silly. And I think that like combed over version that he had on Raw, and like the casual look, I don't know. I thought he just looked quite cool actually. I thought he looked. If he had a championship belt on his shoulder, I think people would take him seriously.
I mean, yeah. Mostly anybody with a championship belt would be taken seriously. Beans, of course.
Oh, I don't know. In 2017,
That's why I said mostly.
mostly, yeah.
Also, what was up with Bo Dallas's one glove?
It's Michael Jackson now, I guess.
He looked like a cross between Oddjob and Dr. No.
Sure.
After Julius No. So are we all predicting Miz for this one?
Yeah. Also, as well, did anyone notice on Raw when Miz came out that he had numbers written on the sleeve of his jacket?
I did not notice that, no.
He was wearing a white jacket and it had red felt pen written on with a number on the sleeve, like a rental number or some coding for where they stored it. And it was like, his big fucking letters on his arm while he's talking.
Maybe he's just copying The Rock.
It looked ridiculous, seriously. Had about 10 digits written on his forearm.
Did it look... Well, maybe...
Near the cuff.
Maybe it's someone's phone number. Maybe he's like, getting some digits. Maybe it's Maurice's phone number. I don't know. Oh. But he didn't look more ridiculous than when he ripped his pants at the end.
Oh God.
That's always funny.
Yeah, his attire didn't suit in ring competition, did it?
No.
Could have been worse. He could have been like AJ. That was like a keyhole on his ass. I've got the image of like the intro to Through the Keyhole.
Through the keyhole.
Going into
Who would live in an ass like this?
Well, this brings a whole new thing to Lloyd Grossman.
It's gross, man.
Oh,
Okay.
British jokes there, people. British jokes. Smoot is wondering what the fuck we are talking about.
Very specific British jokes as well.
Of a certain era, yeah. We're talking about the Keith Lemon version.
I almost want to say Ambrose wins by DQ in this. Almost.
Oh, Ambrose.
Oh, because Lord know it
Almost.
needs drawing out more.
But I think.
Well, I mean, you do know that no good Ambrose goes unhinged.
Oh my God! That. Oh. I
It'd be
hate.
worse if we were wearing a baller's shirt.
That might be the worst T-shirt of 2017 of the year so far. Like I just.
I don't mind the design, but I don't get what that's supposed to mean. Like, is his name now No Good Dean? Because that I'm okay with that. No Good Dean Ambrose. That's fine. But then what's this goes unhinged?
Well, it's a playoff of no good deed
Of
goes.
no good deed goes unpunished, but it doesn't make any sense.
It really does not. It really does not, and it's awful.
No good dean goes unhinged, which means if he is unhinged, then that means he's not a good dean.
You should just fucking make like a T-shirt with like the lunatic fridge. You know, and just you'd have more success with that.
Didn't you have that at one point?
No, the what? The lunatic fridge, like a refrigerator? No.
Oh, fridge.
Like
Sorry.
Bray Wyatt's lunatic fridge, yeah.
Bray Wyatt.
I can't. The only thing that's stopping me from picking Ambrose is I think these two are gonna hopefully go their separate ways here after this match, and not bring any more shenanigans like with LeVar Ball the week prior and whatnot. Because that was another thing. Curtis Axel kind of went off on that. He said it was like an embarrassing segment, and he didn't like it at all.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone liked that. That seemed like one of those things that WWE made a deal with the guy for, you know, cross publicity or whatever.
Yeah.
And they kind of went to Miz earlier that day and said, "Hey, look, Miz, sorry, we've got this thing that we need you to do."
Yeah.
And he's like, he's a company man. Yeah, all right, I'll do it. Fine.
Apparently, they did it during the day, obviously rehearsing, and it went fine. And it was, what was his name? LeBall. What was his name?
LeVar Ball. Yeah.
The ball.
LeBall. Whatever. That's better. He just totally went off script apparently when it on the show itself.
Yeah, apparently they caused absolute chaos backstage, didn't it? Edge just said apparently Braun Strowman teed off on LeVar Ball as well.
Booker T was another.
Well, he just went,
Yeah.
He just had his microphone muted because they're not allowed to do that in talking segments.
Yeah.
He's also said Dean's shirt makes as much sense as Rocket League sponsoring Great Beans of Fire.
That's right.
Ed really wants to get that name over for a pay-per-view. I like how Ed can associate my name with the worst pay-per-view name in the history of pay-per-views, but you know.
Yeah.
Also, balls.
Yeah.
So who you guys got?
Miz.
I think we've all got Miz. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you going with Miz, or are you going to go with Ambrose with DQ?
The only thing that's stopping me from picking Ambrose via DQ is just them prolonging this feud even more, which is something WWE could do.
That's true.
I have a real strong gut feeling that it might be, but I'm hoping Miz puts an end to this, and we get somebody else to challenge for the Intercontinental title. So, Miz across the board.
Maybe Heath Slater. Yeah, Miz across the board. So, then we have... I don't know why Kurt Angle has booked this one. He claimed that Cesaro and the Hardys are like neck and neck on a level. All of their previous matches have really come down to the wire, including a 2 of 3 falls match, which clearly didn't come down to the wire, and a cage match, which clearly didn't, because they can't. You can't draw in those matches. There's no ties in wrestling. So that's Daniel Bryan. So we now have an Iron Man match, which actually could
end in a
go
tie.
Down to end in a tie. So yeah, he seems a little backwards on that. Maybe they should have booked this one first and then gone to the 2 or 3 falls match. But, hey, it's not the way things are done on Raw in the Kurt Angle era.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got Cesaro anyway.
Okay, they're the champs, right?
They are the champs. They are the bar.
Yeah.
The La Bar. The ball.
Ed just said the 2 out of 3 falls match, wasn't it a tie as the third fall was a no contest?
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
The fall was a no contest and they just didn't do another one.
It was
because it was the one that closed Raw and it was really weird.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Wow, I just forgotten all about that one. Wait, isn't that how Cesaro and Sheamus ended up as a team?
No.
Yeah.
You're talking.
It was
Oh,
a
yeah,
best of 7
yeah.
series,
Best
and
of
the
7.
last one was a draw.
Night of Champions. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So maybe they should call their tag team instead of the Bar. They should call themselves the Draw.
Oh.
And it has 2 meanings because they draw, but they also do draw matches.
Who are you picking? Who are you picking, Beans?
I'm going to pick the Hardys because I think that after this, I think they're getting the Bar out of the way quite quickly, and then it's going to move on to the Revival, hopefully. I just keep thinking the Revival have got to come onto TV soon.
I think this might be the bold prediction of the night, and I'm going to go with a tie.
Probably you're right, actually.
And I think...
Wouldn't they go into overtime?
Probably not.
It's in a 3-hour pay-per-view, Chucks, alright?
In theory.
It's
on the network.
In
they
theory,
all the
hold on.
time.
In theory, shouldn't the fucking best of 7 series should have gone into a tie-breaking match at Night of Champions back then?
Yeah.
Shouldn't...
But Kurt Angle's in charge now.
Shouldn't there have been a tie-breaking match at the end of the best of 3 main event match on Raw?
You would think so. Maybe time constraints. Maybe the Bonnie button was pushed.
Yeah, it definitely was, pal.
This time they can overrun because they're on the network.
Yeah, but I think I think they're gonna run through like a bunch of these gimmick matches, and maybe a TLC match at SummerSlam will be like the defining. Like, this is it, pal.
Could be.
Is what I'm thinking of.
Ed said the next thing we should get is a best of 6 series between the 2 teams so that they can merge and become the Broken Bar.
Oh my god.
Broken Bar.
If it doesn't end in a tie, I just want it stated that I would have picked the Bar as well to win. But I'm gonna go with a tie.
Bar.
Will.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with the Bar. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so in the shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Bar it is. The Bar. What a stupid name for a tag team. And I get it. It's kind of fine when they say it, but
I like how
the
when,
Bar.
I like how because Smoot's using a spreadsheet for our predictions when he went to write the bar again, what with the big game.
I'm glad you saw that.
Tickle me.
There's a gimmick that Cesaro hasn't done yet.
Yeah.
Done just about everything else.
He comes out, rips his suit off, and he's wearing a gimp suit under
He's
it.
wearing a mask on, yeah.
Just pops the gimp mask on and walks down the ring.
Swiss ship again.
From James Bond to James Bondage.
Oh.
Christ.
Okay. So, the women's title match is Alexa Bliss defending against Sasha Banks out of nowhere. Bailey not really a thing anymore.
Not really, no. Bailey's super fan, Izzy, is now an Alexa Bliss fan.
Oh, she's turned heel.
Yeah. I
Damn.
don't know if I can get a picture of it in time, but I'll see if I can pull it up for you.
That's got to be painful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mind you, though, that was 2 years ago, and she is growing up. She's becoming a smart fan now. Next thing you'll see is like wearing a Samoa Joe t-shirt and screaming for the Bullet Club. I'm going to pick Alexa Bliss to retain.
Okay.
And then I think we're going to get a triple threat between her, Sasha, and Bailey at SummerSlam.
No Nia Jax involved?
No.
No.
No. Anyone else? I think Alexa's got to hang on to it for now.
Alexa as well.
Okay. Smoot?
I was kind of actually going for Sasha Banks to win here.
Oh, okay. Okay, Sasha. Keeping things interesting.
Yeah.
Which, after all of this, 2 pay-per-views, feeling tired now.
Oh, God.
Hot in here. Finally at the main event. Can put this prediction game and the show to bed. And put myself to bed as well. It's nearly 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar is defending against Samoa Joe
Oh, Jesus.
in a match that I am looking forward to more than just about anything I've seen in years.
Mm.
Yeah, this has been hyped up.
Years?
This has been hyped up pretty
I
well.
mean, this is great.
It is
What has
great, but
what
I
was the
wouldn't
last
say
match
years.
What's the last match that you were this kind of hyped for?
Mojo Rawley.
Mojo Rawley. Stay hyped.
Did you just say Mojo
I
Rawley?
did, yeah.
Fuck you. The last time
gonna
I
make
got
no
this, I don't know now. I'm thinking of examples, and they're all a couple of years ago.
Exactly.
Damn it. I don't know. There has to have been one recently. I'm gonna say one of the NXT matches.
Oh yeah, one of them, the NXT. Yeah, of course. That
I could
one.
say something like Samoa Joe and Nakamura, or I could say, oh Jesus,
See, not that easy.
no. I'm sure there was one recently that I was quite excited for. It's been a hard year.
Well, I think you've proven that it's up there.
Damn.
It's top 2, 3. It's definitely a good match with a good build.
Goldberg
So,
Lesnar.
really,
Really?
The first
Really?
Goldberg Lesnar match. You're not telling me that you weren't like excited for it.
I was looking forward to it, but I wouldn't say it was.
yeah, I thought it was a cool thing that they were doing, but I wasn't I didn't have high expectations of it.
I think I had the same kind of interest level.
I just think this one more can. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be just a 30-second thing, like they sometimes do with Lesnar.
Bearing in mind they have a 30-minute Iron Man match on this card, so
yeah. And Strowman and Reigns are going to go a little while. Yeah. I think this one could be pretty special if they give it some, not loads of time. Don't want it to be dragged too long. Got to be explosive, but I think it could be something. And I'm predicting Lesnar to retain. I think he's got to make it at least till SummerSlam.
Ed said in the chat, my brain is conflicted on Samoa Joe and Brock. 60% of me says that Lesnar's going to win. 25% says Joe. 15% of me says that it'll be a no contest with Vince McMahon getting a boner-induced triple threat. Samoa Joe, Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns at SummerSlam.
100% reason to remember then. So, what have you guys got?
I think the same. I think.
Is anyone going to go out on a limb and predict Samoa Joe here?
I'm not doing out on limbs anymore.
I'll see. I'm tempted.
I'll do it. Samoa Joe.
Oh man, Smoot doesn't even care.
Fuck it. I'm gonna say Lesnar's gonna be the low prediction in this now.
See, I'm tempted. The last time I went out on a limb on Joey won.
That's true.
To get into this match. So.
Yet again, the predicted text is predicting Sasha Banks is gonna win the main event. I'm loving this.
There's the swerve. Sasha Banks comes in.
Imagine people's reaction if a music hit midway through.
Just assume someone pressed the wrong button.
Yeah. They'll do what Joe will win it, and then they'll play that really shitty entrance music he had when he first joined.
He holds up the belt and this. Yeah. That was great. Will, are you gonna do it? Go on.
He's really trying to put your points up, isn't he?
Yeah, he knows I'm right behind him as well.
I just think if two of us...
You're level with him, Will.
I am on
You're in joint lead. He's only winning because he's previous champion in an alphabetical order.
Yeah, you're screwed on alphabetical order. No, just there's something psychological. If we each go for two, if we two of us go for each guy, it kind of makes me think that Samoa Joe has an even shot of winning it. But if three of us are predicting Lesnar and only one predicts Samoa Joe, then his odds drastically go down.
Oh my god.
Just to clarify, we don't decide the winner,
No, but it just makes me think, this one...
You could have fooled me, because I've been royally fucked recently.
Just imagine Vince sitting off a show. What are the IWC fellas thought?
Let's make sure this guy called Beans loses. What a dick.
Yeah, go on. He did well for me last time. Let's see if he do it again.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's made me a lot more excited for this match now. Really think Samoa Joe's got a chance.
Even more excited than you were before?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to stay hyped now. Before I was hyped, now I'm going to stay hyped.
Oh, well,
nice.
That's the main thing.
Let's not talk about hype. So, is that it? That's it.
So
That's it.
Who are you guys going for?
Oh.
Chucks, you're going for Samoa Joe or Lesnar?
I'm going for Lesnar.
And
Me and Beans for Lesnar.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's the shit. That's the card.
That is the card, but there may be a couple of others.
Okay.
So I want to get your quick predictions for Finn Balor versus the Drifter. Just in case.
I predict it won't happen. But I would...
Yeah, well...
I'll go with Balor.
Yeah, Finn Balor.
Okay, that's good. And how about R-Truth versus Goldust?
Goldie.
Yeah, Goldust.
I'll
Booker T just come in.
I'll go R-Truth on that one. What about you guys?
I got Goldust.
Will we get any more? Ed's reading my mind. I was just about to say it, and then I've seen it in the chat. Bonus: will there be any references to Angle's scandal? Will Dixie Carter make an appearance? I can tell Smooch just like heart rate's jumped up like 20 beats a minute. He might be dead.
No, I'm right here.
Although he seems to be still typing, so I'm talking.
I'm just gonna say a flat out no. Also, who you got Beans for Finn Balor and the Drifter?
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor. Chucks.
What was that for
Balor or Drifter?
Balor?
Okay. And Goldust and R-Truth.
Balor.
Balor.
Baylor.
Who you got for Goldust or R-Truth, Beans?
Goldust.
Okay. And the Angle scandal continuation on the show?
I think they might make a slight reference to it, but I don't think there'll be a major thing on it, so I'll say yes.
I'm going to say no. I think it's a TV angle only.
Okay. And Will?
No.
Alrighty. That's the card.
That is Great Balls of Fire.
Mm.
And the only thing that I can say positive about this pay-per-view name is I've really enjoyed the match graphics.
Oh yeah, with the balls so close to the people's faces.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, I just really like the text that they do on all the cars and things like that.
Like that. Yeah, that's been pretty solid actually.
I just think it's a nice style that we haven't seen before, because I'm just getting fed up of the usual like payback with the shattered glass and like we're getting Battleground and the text is still red even though it's a bloody SmackDown pay-per-view, so why couldn't you change it to blue? You know, these things. Anyway, and Ed's just said as well, the drive-in theatre graphics with the voiceovers has been quite cool. So yeah. So that's pretty much it. A pretty stacked show, that one, guys.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we want to quickly mention? Or
the rap battle on SmackDown
Oh
Live.
God, yeah, there was the rap battle.
Yeah.
I missed this, but I've seen it told about on Twitter.
Yeah, the Usos made a slight jab in reference to Xavier Woods' sex scandal.
Yeah.
Which was great.
And also, it finished with New Day basically saying about Usos carrying Roman's bags.
Yeah.
Really?
They did, yeah.
So, yeah, it was quite a strange segment, but it was different, so that's good.
Mm.
We had John Cena return.
They did, yeah.
And he's going to be in a flag match with Rusev.
at Battleground.
Rusev came back on SmackDown, at the start when Cena came out, and basically we're just getting that rivalry again. And yes, it's America versus everywhere else again.
Where's he from this time?
Bulgaria.
Oh, he's back to Bulgaria? Okay.
Yeah. I have to think then.
Thought they might have gone with the Russian thing again.
No. Give it a couple of weeks, so when Lana comes back to Rusev, we'll be back on that one again. And also, Naomi came out on SmackDown, and she has changed her championship.
Yes.
To a championship that has fucking light bulbs on it.
I've seen this on Twitter, though. I actually really like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I think it's pretty neat as well, yeah.
It was cool during the entrance. It's just when you see it in light, you're like, see a shitload of light bulbs on this thing. But it's different. I don't think it's... It doesn't look...
Sorry, go on, I'll let you finish your point first.
Nah, I weren't sure, really. It's just a bit like a toy, but also it is quite cool, so... I don't know. A bit conflicted.
We joked around a couple of months back when they started putting the LEDs on the ring posts.
Yeah.
That the belt was going to be next.
That's right, we did. There was also... go ahead, sorry.
The positive is that Chris Jericho could also use it.
Oh, yeah. He was still around that time. There's also...
You know when he comes back that the list is going to have lights round it.
Oh, it better. It better.
Yeah. It's gonna literally be his jacket lit up on the stage and just like the list in his arm on one side while he's got his arms out lit up as well, and a pen lit up on the other side. Needs to be done.
There was also Tyler Breeze as Tanae Young.
Oh yeah,
that was brilliant. I actually seen the clip of
that.
Yeah. I love the throwback to Renee as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, where she was just laughing. Yeah. And also Fandango in the background, decorating, and then getting ever so like closer to him, and when he was just like, "Hey, Fandango," and he's like, "How you doing?" Or something. I don't know what he said, but it was just the way. It's like just no sold it.
I'm actually really liking them at the minute.
Yeah, they're pretty
just
great.
having fun.
Yeah, pretty much.
But again, it's that thing, isn't it? When you see that they're having fun, you can't help but enjoy it, even though it's ridiculous. It's just when it feels so false. You can tell that they've had so much input on the creativity of it, and
it's like when the New Day started. It's stupid, but it's funny.
Yeah.
How about from Raw when it was Neville against what was it, one of the Daivari brothers? I think it was Arya Daivari. And Daivari nailed him with that DDT that looked really vicious, and then Neville came back and fucking looked absolutely psychotic, having him in the submission hold that he had.
I don't know if I saw this properly, actually.
Look at the stream. Look at the stream.
Oh, right. Holy cow!
With the rings of Saturn, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh no. I think I might have nightmares. Oh god, it doesn't get any better when you see Mustafa Ali's face as well, include. Jesus Christ. Oh dear. Ed's also just pointed out that he said that he's looked at Battleground ticket prices and it's too expensive for a non-Big Four pay-per-view. Oh, that's a shame.
Oh well.
And also he said, speaking of goofy backs,
it was Mustafa Ali, I think. I think you're right. Yeah. Pardon me.
Yeah. He also said, speaking of goofy backstage bits, when do we start getting the next season of Southpaw Regional Wrestling?
When they get that new KFC deal.
Probably. It probably will revolve around a commercial product.
Yeah.
But there we go. So yeah, I think that'll do it, guys.
Yep.
So thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. Check us out on Twitter at the IWC Radio. If you want to send us a question for the show, use the hashtag IWC Radio, and we'll be able to pick it up from there. Check out IWCRadio.com if you want to listen to previous shows. We're all on there. And obviously the YouTube channel. You can catch all our previous shows through this as well. So if you can, give us a thumbs up. If you could share it for friends, if you can give us a review on iTunes, anything would be much appreciated. But thank you very much for listening. Enjoy Great Ball of Fire. And we will see you next week where we'll be discussing probably all the ridiculous stuff that took place.
Yep, you got it. Take care. Bye.